This week in the World on Water, the America's Cup's in Portsmouth. David Witt introduces the new Super-Maxi Scallywag. The Tour de France à la Voile is in the Med. Phil Tufnull has a plan for the British Olympic team. The Gazprom European Championships are in Saint Petersburg. The RORC Brewin Dolphim Commodores Cup, Day 1. It's Sunday and it's the America's Cup racing in Portsmouth. And the night meets the Duchess.
Perfect conditions for the thousands of fans who came to watch the action close into shore. On the racecourse, the teams had 7 knots of breeze. They'd have liked more, but it was plenty enough to give us some good racing. 3 teams were over early, but home crew Land Rover BAR and Groupama Team France got away well. By the second mark, Frank Camas had taken control of the race. Not bad with a boat that needed repair overnight. Wing trimmer Adam Minoprio was a picture of concentration as Groupama Team France stretched their lead. A lead that rapidly became unassailable, with the French sealing victory with a 1-minute 38 margin on second-placed Oracle Team USA. The French were on fire and the only boat not to start the second race early. Penalties all round, allowing France to the front. But their lead wasn't to last this time. A clever move by the British boat saw them fly past the fleet and into the lead. At the second mark, the light winds and strong current were causing the helmsman real trouble. But as the others struggled and fought for positions, Land Rover BAR kept out of trouble and thrilled their home fans by claiming the day's second race. Race 3 began with 2 penalties, but again it was France and Britain that came off best. By the second gate, the 2 boats were split only by SoftBank Team Japan. This was proving the closest fought race of the day. It was cat and mouse on leg 4, but when the boats came together, Sir Ben Ainslie grabbed the initiative. 2 wins out of 3 for the British fans to celebrate.
Mediterranean Sea doesn't rhyme with chilling out when it comes to yacht racing. Sailing in the Med could even be very tricky.
The Med hides the following traps. Never believe the weather forecasts, as we saw yesterday in Roses. Then it's hot, so you have to deal with it. And it's no wind or strong wind, so you have to react super fast.
And today for stadium racing in Roses, the Med offered quite a few surprises. One of the top teams, Crédit Mutuel, watched the grand final from the beach. Unlike international team Oman Airports, who qualified for it and scored its best result in stadium racing with a 5th. And the biggest surprise comes from Trésor de Tahiti, who snatched their first victory so far.
I think it's really the whole team's victory. I'm gonna cry. We qualified for the grand finale and then we won it. It was so unexpected. It's like a hold-up. The whole team is very, very happy with it.
Right, I've got a job for you.
What's the score?
Goal. I need you to put together a crew. The best of the best, the cream of the crop, chosen carefully for their particular talents. First off, we need a daredevil. An adrenaline junkie. Needs to be fast.
I'm in.
Next, we need some muscle. He needs to be at the very top of his game. He's so good, he doesn't know how to lose.
I'm in.
We need cutting-edge gear, the best tech, all the latest gadgets and gizmos, and 2 kids crazy enough to use them.
You ain't supposed to blow the bloody oars off.
Next, we need a couple of smooth operators. We need a couple of ladies with something to prove. And get me some fresh blood. Make sure you break them in first. I know someone who can put them through their paces. I don't want any upsets, so make sure you get me someone unflappable.
I'm in.
Finally, we need a little bit of crazy. A couple who aren't afraid to strap in and hold on tight when push comes to shove. If we can get them all, we stand a chance.
If I can get them. Anything else?
Yes. They need your support. Like them on Facebook, follow them on Twitter, get behind your team.
We're with David Witt from Scallywag. He's in the Land Rover Sydney to Gold Coast race on the weekend. We're doing a preview and we just want to catch up with David and see what's been going on since we last spoke to him when he announced that Sid had retired and he was looking for a new owner. So David, what happened?
Well, obviously we found one, right? So the boat's been rebadged, renamed Scallywag, and we've got a new, young, very keen owner who's looking forward to the Southport race.
How do you think you'll go?
Oh, I think we'll do pretty well, actually. We've got we've just put a brand new mainsail on the boat and lengthened the boom by a metre. So the weather's still a little bit out, but the weather looks like it's going to be quite light and quite reaching, which should suit us. You know, we're lighter than oats and we've got more sail area, so that's all a plus, I think. So it should be a pretty good race.
What about the crew? Is it the old crew?
Yeah, pretty much. It's all the blue shirts have now, all the ragamuffin boys have become Scallywag boys, plus the boss and a few of his mates. So I think we've got 20 going to Southport. So yeah, it's a sort of the show rolls on with a new enthusiastic owner, which is good.
So tell us the story of how it happened.
Well, we're in Royal Hong Kong Yacht Club doing we're doing a corporate sale to raise money for the Volvo campaign. And the new owner, SH, who we call him, basically followed me around the bar and had a couple of drinks with me and started the conversation. But he's an extremely detailed person, so he'd done all his research before he bumped into me in the bar. So he told me he'd been looking to try and do this for the last few years and just couldn't find the right opportunity, and felt that this was the right opportunity for him to get into the sport at this level. So he jumped in with both feet.
So he's new, is he?
He's new. He has a yacht in Hong Kong, which is also called Scallywag, which is a cruising yacht. But this is his first big sort of race setup.
And how old is he? Young, old, or?
He's young. He's 41. He's younger than me, which is outstanding. So I've gone from probably the oldest maxi boat owner to the youngest maxi boat owner. So that's all good for long life.
Well, it's good for the longevity of the program, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And he's a really nice guy, and I think he's gonna fit in really good in the yachting community, and he's really keen, which is the main thing. So
we look forward to meeting you.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, he'll be up. He's doing the Southport race with us, so he'll be at the other end.
Fantastic. Now, what's the program? Well, first off, have you done anything else to the boat, or is it just the same?
Yeah, we've lengthened the boomer meter and we've got 10-15% more sail area in the mainsail.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that's going to balance the boat up, and obviously it'll reach a lot better. We've also done some modifications to the water ballast system, and which will make us a lot better around the cans and coming out of the harbour on Boxing Day and all that sort of stuff. But really, the boat's we're in quite good shape. We spent the last, I think it's 2 years now, or 18 months since we launched it, just with our own sort of research and development program. We didn't spend much money at all in tank testing or sail design. We just sort of worked it out as we've gone along, and I think I think you'll see this year and next year the boat sort of do a lot better than everybody thinks it is.
So she's lighter than oats, isn't she?
Yeah, she's lighter than oats. Lighter, wider, more sail area, and when we put the water ballast in, we've got more riding moment as well. So with the water ballast, we've got quite a good variable displacement. So we can be light with not a lot of riding moment. We can be a bit heavier with a lot more riding moment. So and the boys have been sailing together a long time now. So hopefully our crew work will be really good and should be a good race.
Now you're off to the Gold Coast race, then what happens after that?
Yeah, so the boat's got to leave the country because it's now registered in Hong Kong. So the boat goes from Southport to Noumea and then back to Hamilton Island for Hamilton Island Race Week. And then after that we go up to Hong Kong, do the Hong Kong Race Week, and then the Hong Kong to Hainan yacht race, and then we bring the boat straight back for the Hobart race. Yeah, so that's the next couple of months. And then next year we've got a full program where we take the boat to Asia, do a fair few races in Asia, and then take it to Europe. So
off to Europe, are you? What, the Maxi Worlds?
Yeah, all of that. Duralia, Middle Sea.
Fantastic.
So SH is really keen to make a bit of a mark in the yachting community, and hopefully we can get him some results.
You join the penultimate day of the Gazprom Dragon European Championship 2016 here at the Saint Petersburg Yacht Club. The club hosts numerous high-profile events. 2016 has already welcomed the high-performance extreme sailing series through to offshore events such as the Nord Stream Invitational Race, which starts in the city.
Now we're running the Gazprom Dragon European Championship 2016 here on the premises of Yachting Port Calculus in collaboration with St. Petersburg Yacht Club.
St. Petersburg has thrown down a mix of weather, rewarding teams with front-of-fleet finishes one race, thumping them the next. Add to that the tightness of racing in the one design class, and no reputation has been left unscathed.
Everybody can win, and we have seen that also here in this regatta. You've seen the leaderboard has changed every day. There are always a group of boats who are very good, but it changes around a lot. That is the fun of one design sailing, because you have the same equipment and it comes down to the skill of the sailors.
Yesterday's heavy breeze continued to roll through the racetrack, coming in from the north-northwest. German teams took control of the finish line. Michael Schmid won the first race, followed by Stefan Link. The second race went to Markus Brenneker, with Link yet again pushing hard to claim a second-place finish. So the tradition continues, a different winner for each of the 7 races held so far. But it is Russia's Anatoly Loginov who holds the overall lead and will be the one to beat tomorrow.
Yeah, we had a pretty good day. We expected good wind conditions. It was up till 18-19 knots. Bit shifty, flat water, so we're coming from lake sailing, so flat water and shifty winds are quite it's common for us. And we had a good speed with the boat, and on the first race we had an excellent start, and we were also in front of the speed.
Today, I think obviously the last race we won. We recognized well the wind shift at the start and after the start. So we were leading the whole race and won, which is our first win in this regatta. We're quite happy.
Stay tuned as we move to the final day of racing here in Russia. With just 3 points between the top 3 teams, the battle will escalate. And the podium is still wide open. Anything can happen.
Cows for the 13th edition of the Brewin Dolphim Commodores Cup, and we've got a great lineup, 8 teams, 24 boats. It's going to be a fantastic week. You know, this event is a mixture of inshore and offshore, you know, so the boats that win, the team that wins is obviously going to be a good all-rounder. Each team is made up of 3 boats. One of them they have to appoint as their small, inverted commas, small boat of the fleet, and they will be starting, those 8 boats will start together. And it's actually a new idea which the competitor thought would be a good one and a more fair way of running the race. One of the unique elements of the Brewin Dolphim Commodores Cup is the fact it's very Corinthian. It's one of the top events for amateur sailors. The professionals, it's limited, the number who can attend, but they're there basically to help raise the standard. Some of them are navigators, some of them are tacticians, some of them are good trimmers, but the professionals are not allowed to helm. On Sunday, which is the first day, we have 3 inshore races, and then it's followed by an offshore race of 24 hours, which could be over 100 miles, 150 miles, and then the rest of the week follows with inshore racing and around the Isle of Wight race to cap off the end of the week.
Do you know the solo quite well?
Yeah, I do.
This is the 3rd time that we sponsor the Commodores Cup, and when we started it originally, we were, and still are, very keen on the fact that it's a mixture of amateur and professional. Sailing is very much part of our ethos. It's in the DNA of the firm, and we're really pleased to be able to perform sponsorship of the Commodores Cup here at Cowes. It's a fantastic opportunity for us, for our staff, and for our clientele, and indeed for the competitors, of course. I think we're in for some very exciting racing with some really strong teams, but what I really love is the fact that sailing is a great bond for everyone. And even though they're racing, they're all, you can see behind me, they're all on good terms, having a good time, and everyone's here to enjoy themselves.
We have for the first time this year an Israeli team, and they were the first ones to enter. They laid their market down very early. They have been working very hard, and I think they'll be an interesting one to watch, actually.
We prefer the upwind downwind racing. Most of us in Israel come from dinghy sailing or small boat racing, and this is the type of sailing we do and like, and what we excel at.
And also we have a new Flanders team. It's made up of Dutch, Belgium and Northern France. A Celtic team, which again is some Bretons and some Scots. So it adds a new dimension to the regatta, and of course we've got the British and the French.
The fact there is offshore and inshore, you are obliged to be good in all this race. It's mixed. I think it's a good thing for the event. It's a very good thing. I think so.
We have come down with a goal to be in the podium, so we would dearly love to finish on the podium. That's our goal. The next 5 or 6 days we'll see whether or not we realise it, but we're going to do our best to do that.
You know, I think that there are some very strong teams, very good boats all around. So I think it's going to be a very competitive event. I don't see anybody like Ireland 2 years ago sort of very quickly dominated the event. I think it's going to be a lot more open this time.
It's such a tough week. You can't go at 100% all the time, so you've actually got to pace yourself a little bit, recover from the offshore. You know, sailors are pretty good at going and enjoying themselves after the racing. This one, you have to tone it down a little bit.
My take on it is probably going to be between the Brits and the French, but you never know with this regatta. It's a long week, it's a tough week, and it's about a team rather than individuals. So they'll be fighting hard during the week.
Super Sunday in Portsmouth, double points on offer, excellent flying conditions on the water and thousands of fans thronging on the shoreline. Ben Ainslie's Land Rover BAR was at the top of the first day leaderboard and got royal support with the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge on the support boat. And it was the home team that took full advantage of the clean air for the start of the first race, over the line in the lead and rounding the first mark in charge. At speeds of 22 knots, the rest of the fleet went flying downwind to chase the leaders, and into Gate 3 it all turned into a two-boat duel, with Sir Ben holding just a 22-second lead over Jimmy Spittle's Oracle Team USA. With Sir Ben pulling Land Rover BAR away into a commanding lead, battle switched to the rest of the fleet, and there was a close call between Artemis Racing and Emirates Team New Zealand. Land Rover BAR's lead was never really challenged, and they steamed to the finish line to the delight of the home supporters, with Oracle in second place. Race 2 and a bunched fleet proved testing, with Oracle Team USA managing to edge the lead and set the early pace, but with Sir Ben refusing to let them get away. Consistent speed from Emirates Team New Zealand and SoftBank Team Japan meant a real battle at the top of the chasing pack, but it was Sir Ben Ainslie on Land Rover BAR who managed to get smoother on the foils and start closing in on the USA. Oracle Team USA got the best out of the wind, and powering down to the final mark at 26 knots, Jimmy Spittle took his first victory in the Solent. Final race in Portsmouth, and it was another great start for Oracle Team USA. Round the first mark, and again it was Sir Ben Ainslie and Jimmy Spittle battling it out, with Emirates Team New Zealand and SoftBank Team Japan leading the chasing pack.
Go!
With nothing to lose, Ben Ainslie pushed the stability of his boat to the limit, and with the gloves off, the rest of the fleet started a tactical tacking battle. Round Gate 3, and there was just a few metres between the leading two boats. Dean Barker's SoftBank Team Japan doing their best to close the gap and edge into third place. With double points on offer, tactics were very much at the fore, and a hugely tight weekend meant a second placing for Land Rover BAR would mean a win overall. Sir Ben managed to hold on to his position, and although Oracle crossed the line first, Sir Ben was victorious. A win for the home team and a double celebration as they went to the top of the series lead overall.
It's been a big week for us as a team. Yeah, to win in front of our home crowd, you know, that's massive for us as a team. You know, we've got obviously our home base here. We've got designers and shore team working incredibly long hours. So it's a whole boost for everybody, and most importantly, to do it in front of the home crowd. Yeah, well, the Duke and Duchess have been backing us since day one. We're a very new team. They've been supporting us the whole way through. The Duchess is the patron of our 1851 Trust, and you know it's great for us to have that support, because this team really is about best of British, trying to bring the cup home, our maritime heritage and history, and you know the royal family, to have their support means a huge amount to all of us.
It doesn't get any better than this. I mean, a beautiful racetrack, lots of fans, great racing. So yeah, today was fantastic.